Hey everybody, it's TJ from the Nashville Wine Duo, and I want to tell you about Anchor by Spotify. It's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Let me tell you why. Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. And when hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcast, and more. So if you're interested, check out anchor.fm for more information. What's up, everybody? I'm TJ.
And I'm Kelsey, and we are
the Nashville Wine Duo. Cheers.
Cheers. It's podcast time.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for the people that have listened and sent us just some really sweet messages and left comments. And but yeah, we've gotten messages like on the Instagram and on the Facebook. It's just been very positive feedback overall, I would say.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, we really appreciate the support. And the best thing you can do is like the podcast and rate it good and subscribe. And that helps us keep going and gives us the energy we need.
Yeah. But either way, we're just going to keep doing this. We said from the beginning we want to do this for fun. Just the same reason we started the Instagram. So whatever happens. We're just happy to have this be another outlet that we can.
But the support has been really cool.
Support's been great. And so we appreciate you listening. Yeah, so we are drinking a Sancerre today. We're going to spend part of the podcast talking about spring and summer wines that we like, and then we also wanted to go into just some places that we like to visit as well. But yeah, we're currently in our new podcast space.
the wine cellar.
The wine cellar, as someone told us we should call it.
Yuma Johnny props for that.
Yeah.
Coming up with that.
It
AKA
could be.
Felix's toilet room.
Yeah, okay, yeah. But it's also like, so it used to be, we think it used to be a garage.
Right.
We live in like a ranch style home. We live in Franklin, Tennessee. We live in like an older, when do you think this neighborhood was built?
I don't know, 70s, 80s?
Houses have like a 70s kind of vibe.
70s. I know this one was built in the 80s. But
yeah, but we love it. Some of the stuff had all been updated when we had moved in, so yeah, it's a great house, a great neighborhood.
We love the area. We love Franklin, Tennessee, for sure.
Yeah, and I like not having stairs. I like it all being one level.
You sound like an old person.
I know.
I like not having stairs.
I do.
Climb up
but there
and
is sob. There is stairs to come down into this room. So yeah, it definitely used to be a garage. You can tell, but now it has carpet. And they obviously insulated the walls, right?
Yeah, they put walls up and windows, and we have our laundry room down here, and then we have just a place to chill, watch TV.
Yeah, we have a little couch and a TV.
Yeah.
But we set up a desk down here.
Our podcast area.
Yeah, our podcast area.
With our wine cellar.
But yeah, it was funny because when we were doing this, Felix would just come down like staring at me, and I don't know, he's just crazy. And I was gonna tell the story about like how we got him, just because it's kind of funny.
So who's Felix? So for people that don't know who Felix is.
He's a tabby cat. Yes?
You should know. You're the one that picked him out.
Yes. Yes, he's a tabby cat. And we got him 2 years ago. We got him...
2 years old, yep.
Yeah, he's 2 years old. We got him like a couple weeks after we got married.
His original name on his tag was Dodo, which suits him really well, I think.
So randomly, I grew up always wanting a cat. My whole family was allergic, so we could never have one. And so I knew growing up, I was like, this is something I'm like determined to do. And then when we got married, TJ, he's like, what's cool about him is like he's an easygoing guy. Like, I don't know, if you express something to him that like I feel like that I'm like really interested or I want, he's like, go for it. Like, he's not one to like just be like turn me down. I mean, we'll talk about things obviously. Yeah. But if it's something that I will really enjoy, I feel like
if it makes sense and you'll enjoy it, then I'm pretty pretty chill about it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. No. So I was like, okay, me and this guy, we just got married, and he seems like he would be okay with me getting a cat. Because he has an older dog named Ryobi that he's had for how many years?
14 years.
14 years. And Ryobi's like the sweetest dog ever.
Old soul.
And I don't know, we were kind of feeling like he was lonely too.
Yeah.
So Wouldn't
you
say?
brought up the idea that it could kind of rejuvenate.
Yeah.
Put a little spark under Ryobi's.
Yeah. Because one day I was just like randomly, I'm like, okay, I really want to go get a cat. And I'm very sporadic. I'm more like, okay, I think about something and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go do it.
And Ryobi loves other pets.
He does.
Anytime he sees people or other dogs or anything, he's pretty, I mean, he's
unless it's like a little puppy, I think that would kind of annoy him because he's old and he doesn't want to be like played with. But cats are just a different temperament. But yeah, so like I decided to go to Petco, and I knew I'd seen animals there before, so I went in there. I went in the little cat area, and I'm looking at all the cats, and then there's this guy in there. He's like younger, skinny, with like a beanie on, kind of long hair, and he looked at me and he was like, well, hey, and I was like, hey, and he's like, I'm buying like all these cats today, like as gifts. And I was like, what? Like, for one, I'm like, who buys like 6 cats as a gift?
Nobody.
And yeah. And I was like, okay. And I was looking at Felix, and he was like, well, yeah, and I'm buying that one. That's going to be one of the gifts. And I was like, oh. And so I kind of just like sat back. And later on, I've told people the story, and they were like, Petco would never have sold this guy 6 cats. 6 cats. That's not what they would not be okay. So, I'm looking at, and then waiting for a person to come in, and then the guy, he's like, hey, like I decided I'm not going to give that one like as a gift today, so you can have that one. And I was like, great. So, Felix, he was the first one that kind of like came up and like was paying attention to me, and he was just really cute. And I called TJ, and then he was like, okay. And so, but they made it really easy for you. So I highly recommend Petco because they are rescued animals. Mm-hmm. And I can confirm this from someone I know that worked at Petco. She was a general manager, and they give him all their shots. He was, fixed, and they have a worker there, like help set you up with like a whole kit to like take it home. They like tell you all the things that you need. Uh-huh. So like they show you the right cat food. They get you like, they walk you through the store.
Yeah.
So all in all, I walked out of there with everything for, I think it was like a little over $200. So I think that that's not bad considering everything. And he already was litter trained. Like he knew immediately how to use the bathroom. He's never gone to the bathroom in the house.
No, he'd be gone if he did.
Babe. Yeah. Anyway, that's how we got Felix, and him and the dog get along so well. Like from the beginning, they've loved each other, and it's been really sweet to see. Like
they're buddies.
Sure. They play. I mean, he whines when the dog goes outside of the bathroom. He just cries by the door, and they have a special relationship. They have a special
bond, just like you and Felix have a special bond.
Yeah.
Don't you?
We do.
Yeah.
We do. He does it. He kind of, he'll try to play and like attack my feet sometimes, and
attack meaning attack.
No. He never left like scars or anything like that.
No, just scratches.
Yeah, but he never not like viciously attacked me. Like some people have been viciously attacked by cats.
Right.
He's never done that.
It's just you sound like you're in an abusive relationship.
No.
Justifying his actions.
He's playing, and you've even said that. You've been like he's playful.
Most of the time.
And honestly, you would probably admit that I antagonize it.
100% you antagonize it. I agree. You get what you get.
I poke him a lot.
Yeah.
I think I've actually kind of created some of this behavior that he does.
I agree.
And I think it's big that I admit that.
Yeah, I think it's huge.
Like I'm not blaming it all on the cat. I'm blaming it on myself too.
I just want you to take responsibility for that.
Yeah, so I do poke him. I do like he's
pet him when he's resting.
Especially when he's sleeping. I kind of like bother him. So it's like I kind of get.
But you do the same thing to me too.
Yeah, I do. It's true. That's kind of how I am.
I
like to bug. I like to annoy and bug.
Yeah,
and
you do.
You handle it really well though. You don't handle it. You just kind of sit there sometimes.
Well, I've been living with it for a while now, so.
But that's the story of Felix, and I love him, and yeah. Anyway. So, getting into the wine portion of this. So,
well, it's springtime. Mm-hmm. The first day of spring was a few days ago, so we're kind of in that vibe of sunshine and warmer weather, and Nashville's had some really nice days, even though this week's been a little off and on, but we're ready for spring and white wines, nice chilled whites and rosés and
bubblies. Well, we do bubblies all year long,
but all the time.
But it is.
We're in the mood. Like it just feels like it's time.
Yeah,
we're ready.
Yeah,
coming out of winter, you can just tell everybody's jonesing for nice weather to be out in the sun. Mm-hmm. So that's where we're at with our wine.
Right.
So.
Yeah, and nothing's better than like it being warm and drinking cold.
Mm-hmm.
So would you say do you still like to have reds in the summer? I mean, I know we've drank reds in the summer, but
I think it's different. If I'm sitting inside and I'm in air conditioning, I don't mind having reds. If I'm sitting outside though and it's hot, or I tend to drink whites and rosés, I would say. But I still enjoy reds during the summertime for sure if I'm inside.
Would you say, I mean, do you think there's like more like reds, like a certain varietal that you would prefer more in the warmer weather than other reds?
Well, I would say that even if I was sitting outside, I would probably want something a little lighter if it was a red, like a light Pinot Noir or something smooth and easy drinking, like I don't know, even like a Gamay or something like that. Something that it was very smooth, drinkable, not a lot of tannins, and very bold and big. I'd save that for later inside the house if we were watching TV, having some food, or watching TV or something. But if I'm outside, I want something that's really drinkable and light.
Yeah. And I don't know how other people feel, but I think there's almost kind of something fun about drinking seasonally. Like I agree with you. I still think that drinking like a light red is still really nice.
Yeah.
And even having
Beaujolais, like a nice Beaujolais, chilled, slightly
having
chilled.
it being a little chilled.
Yep.
But even on those, spring, summer nights when it's a little cooler, having that, is nice. But I think there's something fun about seasons, and even like seasons with wine. It's like, okay, like you go through like the summer and it's really hot, and the spring and it's warmer. And then you kind of, when fall turns around, you start to get excited about cabs again.
Oh yeah, drinking cabs by the fire outside or something.
So I don't know, I think there's something special about even like taking a break from certain varietals for a while. And then you kind of, you appreciate it more, you get
it's
more
like
excited
food, like you're not eating hot soups really during the summertime. But as soon as fall hits, everybody wants soups and hearty stuff. And so it's like eating or drinking to the seasons, for sure.
Yeah, and I do think that that's what, summer and spring wines are all about. Like you want something very like light, and you want to eat, you want to grill out. You want to eat lighter foods. Like you want to eat salads more, pasta salads, like that kind of food that you want to eat outside when it's colder, so these wines like that are just perfect to enjoy. Like,
for sure.
All around. I don't know. It's your time to take a break from like eating so heavy over all the winter and just have everything be a little lighter.
Yeah. I agree with you. 100%.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about like just 3 today that we think are...
Well, 4. We added a 4th
Oh,
one.
yeah. We did add a 4th one. Did we? Wait, which one was the 4th one?
Well, we can start off with it. Maker.
Yeah.
Maker canned wine.
Yeah.
Who we love and support. We're big fans of. And you probably, if you follow us on Instagram, you have seen us drink it and shout them out and promote them. But it's a premium canned wine. These lovely ladies in California started a company named Maker, and they work with real small winemakers and vineyards, and they produce some awesome premium tasting canned wine.
Yeah.
I'm talking like Merlot and Zin that you wouldn't even know came out of a can.
True.
They taste like you poured the bottle and you're sipping it. Just phenomenal.
There's some interesting varietals too.
Oh yeah. Sparkling Sauvignon Blanc and sparkling Rosé, Grenache, Cab Pfeffer. What else have we tried? Just awesome varietals, and they are doing some killer things in the wine industry. So we support them wholeheartedly. But we got a message yesterday from one of our followers on Instagram, and she wanted to buy some of the Maker canned wines because she said she didn't want to commit to a bottle of wine every night. It was just her drinking.
Yeah.
And she thought the can of wine would be a good way to, have the wine, but not commit herself to a whole bottle.
Yeah.
And so I told Kels, I was like, we need to
talk about that more.
Tell people that. Like, you don't have to, commit to a whole bottle. And that's where, if it's really good canned wine, you can commit to a little can and pour yourself a glass and call it a day if that's what you want to do. So we promote, like I just said, Maker's so good.
It really is. And I've talked to like my sister. She's a big fan of canned wine, and she was trying to ask me like which ones in the grocery store. And I'm not gonna say like, which ones I don't think are good or which ones I think are bad. But to be totally honest, I do think that Maker is better than anything you could find like at your average grocery store. Like they really are. It really is a premium product, and they say that. And I love that they are promoting like small smaller vineyards, and they're making small batches. And
they're working with a lot of female winemakers, too, who are a small percentage in the industry.
Well, not all small vineyards. I mean, just ones that, are unique and they're sustainably farmed, and, you're going with wine that it's not gimmicky.
Right.
Like, I feel like a lot of the, some of the canned wines can try to be really gimmicky, especially with, like, trying to just only promote, like, the low cal or, like, the low sugar. And again, there's nothing wrong with that or drinking that, but I do think it's cool that you can find, like, this can that is a premium can product,
Right. Well, I think canned wine is such a novelty, and they're trying to break the mold and like the mindset of like, this is wine in a can and it's still really good. I think they're having that struggle of trying to convince people like you can still have really good wine that comes out of a can.
Yeah.
Just like the seltzer world is kind of, some of those get real gimmicky and they're trying to sell them.
Yeah.
I think canned wine is in that field too, but
I agree with you. I think they're trying to break the mold of like, because people kind of think, oh, canned wine, it's good, but it's not going to be as good as a bottle. And I think that they're trying to like show like, no, like this can be as good as like wine in a bottle.
Yes,
like,
definitely.
Yeah, and they are really like that sparkling Sauvignon Blanc was so good.
So good.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
What was the other? Did we try another one recently? Was it a Pinot? It wasn't a Pinot Grigio.
They had a rosé, sparkling rosé.
It was a really unique varietal.
Yeah, we have the card.
We have the
card.
But anyway, try Maker. All that to say, you can go to maker.com
and we have a discount code.
Yeah,
Nashville Duo.
Nashville
and you
Duo.
get 15%
you get 15%
off.
So yeah. But that's one of the first ones we wanted to talk about.
We drink that all summer long, for sure. Outside,
outside they're great because like we like to go outside, outdoors, and like we like to do hiking and stuff, and have a little picnic, and obviously you don't want to drink a whole bottle of wine while you're doing that, but having like sharing a can or each having a can, it's kind of fun.
Yep. So like Kel said in the beginning, we're drinking a Sincere right now, and if you ever
Sincere. Yeah, you said it right. I'm just saying some people say it different.
Sincere.
It'd be interesting to have hear a French person say it.
Well, I'm
Ludovic.
not French. Yeah, I botched it.
Yeah, it's okay.
I botch a lot of these.
No, Sincere's, I think.
Yeah, Sincere.
Yeah.
But if you can ever get your hands on a Sincere, we saw one at Costco the other day. We were there, and Costco has one for $14.99. And you can find them at wine shops.
That's the Kirkland one at Costco.
That's the Kirkland one. Yeah. Trader Joe's has them. One for $14.99.
That's the one we're
for
drinking right now.
$17.99. Yep. And but you can find them at a wine shop for probably, I'd say, $20 to $30, depending on what it is and what brand or whatever. But this one from Trader Joe's is $14.99, and we have drank this bottle before. Absolutely love it. The winemaker that does this wine from Trader Joe's for $14.99 is a 14th generation winemaker that Trader Joe's the wine buyer met personally in 2009 and has struck up a relationship.
You said 14 generations?
14th generation winemaker.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah. And where this, the family that does this wine in general started in 1550. That's where this wine has, its history.
Yeah.
So the winemaker.
That's crazy.
The Reverend family has been in the wine business since 1550. That's just mind-blowing.
That is mind-blowing. Wow. Yeah,
so this comes from the Loire Valley, and thus it's in the Sincere region, which is a wine region in the Loire Valley. And it's primarily known for Sauvignon Blanc. So anytime you see Sincere, it's going to be Sauvignon Blanc. Although they do dabble in Pinot Noir as well.
Okay.
But yeah, most of the Sauvignon Blancs there's no malactic fermentation and no oak. So these are just real crisp and citrusy.
Yeah.
And
this is so
perfect
good.
for summer.
Seriously, it's so good.
Yeah. There's going to be like hints of peach and pear.
I love it.
Which it's just a great, great spring summer wine.
Great on its own. Like seriously, it's actually one of those white wines that you can drink. You're like, I could drink this slow.
Oh yeah, get some mineral
so good
characteristics in it.
Yeah. So just people do get confused about that though. That old world wines a lot of the time they will just have like the region where they're from versus new world wines. So wines that are coming out of California and stuff, it'll clearly label like this is a Sauvignon Blanc. Old world wines usually have the region. So that's Sancerre is Sauvignon Blanc. So people are like, oh, what's this sincere, if they're not familiar with it.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of the cream of the crop when it comes to Sauvignon Blanc.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and this one, I forgot to say, is estate grown and produced, too. Which is
cool.
Very, very cool. That means everything's happening
they're
on the
right
estate.
there. Like, they're not, like, growing the grapes and then
They're
sending
moving
them somewhere.
and whatever, which is okay, but,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, this is really cool that it's all done right there on the estate.
Yeah, that's really neat.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one's amazing and really cool that you can get that at Trader Joe's. And we know from being there, the person that's writing the wine order at our store right now ordered a crap ton of this stuff.
Yes.
At the Green Hills location in Nashville.
Yep.
She ordered so many cases. So I'm like, good for you, because
but it's selling.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm happy she did that,
Selling
because
like
I'm like,
crazy.
people want it.
People love it.
Yeah.
What do you got? The other spring summer wine that we chose.
So the other one we chose was Lambrusco, and we tried this for the first time, I want to say like 2 years ago. But this is it's one of the best-selling wines actually in the world. It's a slightly sparkling red, and it's kind of fruity and it's fresh. It's got bubbles, like little fine bubbles in it. And they're made from natural and traditional fermentation processes. So just all natural fermentation, which is pretty cool.
So they put it in the bottle.
Yeah.
And it does
let it ferment.
Yeah.
So it's grown in the Emilia, I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, Romagna. It's the gourmet region of Italy. It's famous for balsamic vinegar, Parmesan cheese, prosciutto, and pasta.
So that's a great region.
So,
I'd like to be living
it's
smack dab in that region.
It's North Italy, and I know I pronounce it wrong because I can't, again, speak Italian. But yeah,
Pay for effort, though.
It's fruity. I like that it's got the bubbles in it. This is it's a red one, so like this is one that if you're gonna go for a red, but it gotta know that it's fruity. Mm-hmm. Fruity, not sweet. Fruity.
Yeah.
It's so refreshing though. We love this. We had it for we have it for brunch.
Mm-hmm. You put keep it slightly chilled. Definitely get a lot of strawberries.
It's lower in alcohol too, so it's like only like an 8.5. So drinking it earlier in the day, you're not gonna feel like, it's not heavy. It's not super. You're not gonna get sloshed from it or anything like that.
Yeah, I think Lambruscos tend to stay in that 8 to 10, 11 range normally. I think they're pretty low.
But it's meant to be, it's meant to be served chilled, and it's great with like charcuterie. It's great because that's a little bit of that fruity playing off of like salty.
Yep.
So this would be an amazing option for like a charcuterie board, and we know everyone's real into charcuterie boards now. So, and this one's only $5.99
at Trader Joe's.
Yes, it's $5.99 and it's so good. I'm like, oh, it's crazy.
Yep.
So, and then here's the third one we wanted to talk about.
So we love rosés, and we've met a lot of people that have this misconception that rosés are sweet.
Yeah.
And I don't know where that started or how that came about. Maybe it comes from people confusing white zins with rosés.
Yeah.
But for the people that have tried a rosé, I don't understand why they would say it's sweet, because the majority of rosés are not going to be sweet.
I think it's just the color. Really, I do. Yeah. I think people think, oh, it's pink, it's sweet. Right.
So we picked this at Trader Joe's. They have again, I'm going to botch the French, but Las Portes de Bordeaux.
That's not that bad. You said it pretty good.
They have a white rosé. And they also have a Bordeaux.
Oh yeah, we have three that we carry. And the labels all kind of look the same.
Yeah, and I think the price might have gone up. It might be like $8.49.
Something like that, right? Yeah.
But this is a dry rosé from France, crisp and dry. Lots of strawberry, red currants. But the very cool thing that I just read about this wine is this wine was selected and blended from one of the biggest chateaus in the Bordeaux appellation. So, and I think it's like 5 miles from Castilian La Batiole is that region, and that region is excellent, and it has high-tech equipment with the experienced hand of the Cardelli family, who have been making wine in the Bordeaux region for over 4 generations.
Wow.
Which is insane. And I just, again, going back to the Sancerre and now this Bordeaux, like, you're tasting wine where these people have been making wine for 4 generations, and it's coming from this profound region in France. And
So-
you're getting it for
right.
$8.49.
So if anybody is kind of like, why are they so obsessed with Trader Joe's? It's not even because we work there. We're honestly we're not that obsessed with our jobs. We like our job, but we really, when we started learning about the wines and doing the research on the wines, this how could you not be just blown away by the fact that you can drink a 14th generation, a 4th generation, people have been making wine for hundreds of years. Mm-hmm. How could you not be amazed that you can get a bottle like that for under 14 and under? That's mind blowing. You can get good wine, and I talk to our customers about this all the time that just buy a ton of our wine. They know, they're like, I'm not sacrificing quality for the price, and right. I mean that's why we get most of our wine there.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
This Bordeaux is 80% Cab Franc, 10% Cab Sauv, and 10% Merlot. So again, they make the rosé with red, grapes.
Yeah.
And that's how they get the flavor and everything like that. But it's light and crisp, and be perfect with some salmon, stuff like that. But it's just a perfect rosé, and now knowing the back history of it, it makes me
you
more
appreciate
impressed
it more.
with just what Trader Joe's is able to get their hands on, and they have such an incredible relationship with these winemakers.
Oh, I'm sure.
These vineyards.
I bet you they do. They really do.
Well, like I said, one of them was from 2009.
Right.
That's over 15 years ago. Whatever it is.
That was my job. To be the wine buyer for Trader Joe's.
Yeah. So those are some wines. I think we picked out 4 kind of wines to showcase for spring and summer that we absolutely love.
Yeah, and we'll definitely be talking more.
Oh yeah, we always post our wines
about these. So yeah, we hope that you guys check out some of those: Sancerre, Lambrusco, the Les Portes Rosé.
Yeah, very good.
And Maker. Yep. Those are all great options for the warmer the weather gets. And then. We wanted to talk about places to visit also now that it's starting to get warmer. Yeah, so
every 6 months or so, we take our trip to northern Georgia wine country.
Typically we do it in the fall or we do it in the spring.
Yeah, or sometimes both.
Yeah, sometimes both.
We did one about 6 months ago, and we already have the itch to go back to see some of our favorite wine people in northern Georgia.
Well, why don't you give the background story as to how we first ended up there?
We reached out to, I think we found Chateau Alon through Instagram. We first started our page. We were looking around and came across a winemaker that...
Chateau Alon is in Brazelton.
Brazelton, Georgia. Yep.
Yeah.
And we reached out to the winemaker there again...
We didn't know what we were doing.
We had no idea. We just started our page.
Yeah, we were like, let's just ask people about their wine.
Yeah. And came across Simone, mm-hmm. And he is the winemaker for Chateau Alon Wines, and beautiful resort in Brazelton, Georgia.
Gorgeous, yes.
And we struck up a conversation over IG, and he was like, hey, let me send you some wines, to try. And we were like, what? Just blew us away that he even offered to send us some wines. We didn't even know the guy.
I think he was actually one of the first people that
he was
sent
the very
us
first
wine.
person.
Yeah.
Very first person.
Yeah, and I mean, right away we just felt like he was very humble and nice and
such a cool
just
dude.
Wanted to oh, you love wine, I love wine. Let's share and talk about it.
Yeah, so he's an Italian winemaker, born and raised in Italy. I guess maybe when he was 20 or something, moved to Northern Virginia to make wine in the U.S.
Yeah.
And then from there came to Georgia. So he's an Italian winemaker in Georgia, making muscadine wine and all these awesome varietals of wine. And his thing has just grown leaps and bounds. I mean, he's not even in the same place he was 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. Dude is so busy and popular and just making some incredible stuff. But that's how our love for northern Georgia wine started. We met him. Fast forward, we went down, visited him, talked to him, interviewed him, and
and it was just awesome. Great experience. I don't know, he just was so funny. He was outgoing and I don't know, he just cracked us up. Hilarious, and then just wanted us to try all of his wine. He had this what was the one? It was a pineapple brute.
Pineapple sparkling wine.
He had made in Tahiti or something that. He's got his hands all over the place. Yes. But this the whole resort. You talked about you didn't talk about the renovation yet. How they renovated everything. Yeah, so it used to be kind of like a failing, like it wasn't like doing well.
Right.
Or people talked about how the wine wasn't very good, the place didn't look very good. And then a company must have bought it out.
In 2012, Simone came, changed the whole wine.
He ripped up all the vines and actually planted all muscadine.
Yeah.
So, and that's not all he makes there. The muscadine kind of funds all of his other projects that he wants to make.
And Simone's probably, we need to talk about Simone in a whole nother.
Yeah, we can talk about a whole nother thing. Yeah, we will. Let's do a whole nother podcast on Simone.
Podcast on Simone and
that, all of that. Yeah, because there's just so much to say.
But Chateau Alon, Brazelton, Georgia is one of our favorites. We then met Cloudland through Chateau Alon.
Right.
Sean and Blessy over at Cloudland.
Yes.
And then Crane Creek.
Where's Cloudland at?
Right outside Brazelton. 10 minutes away.
So if you went to Chateau Alon, Cloudland is within 20 minutes, so you can go to each of those.
And then from there, we met Crane Creek.
Yes.
Peter.
The people from Cloudland told us about Crane Creek. And Crane Creek's in Young Harris. So it's kind of a different area. But the main thing we wanted to say with all this is, like, people that are in, Nashville, a lot of the time, they go down to, you'll go to, like, 30A, which is great. Like, we love the beach. But people just don't know that there's this, like, really great wine scene in Georgia, and it's good wine. Like,
we fell in love with it.
Really good wine. We haven't really, we're still kind of discovering in Tennessee. Our favorite so far here has been Beach Haven out of the wineries we've visited. But we really feel like Georgia has, like, so much to offer, and you can get there, like, Young Harris, you can go to Crane Creek. It's 4 hours, Crane Creek. Yeah. And the drive is beautiful. Like, you drive along the Ocoee River. It's so pretty.
It's a beautiful drive.
But every place we've gone, this could be another podcast, too, just to talk just about Georgia.
Yeah, just about Georgia wineries.
But we'll get into it more again, but we just want you guys to know, that Georgia is an excellent place. Dahlonega.
Yep,
in Georgia,
another wine region,
Young
northern
Harris,
Georgia,
Brazelton,
all within 4 to 5 hours of Nashville.
Yeah.
Easy drive, beautiful weekend,
and the wine is good.
Incredible,
it's so good.
Yeah. So any questions, please message us on our Instagram or Facebook.
Yeah,
or on
we
our
can
website.
give you, like, even options of, like, places like that are good to stay.
Yep.
The good wines to try if you wanted to visit any of these places.
Yep.
But
for sure,
it's very, very accessible to travel to different wineries, and it was just, I don't know, we fell in love with it. Yep. So we wanted to share that with you guys.
We're planning our next trip.
We're planning our next trip.
Month or two.
Probably in the next month or two. Yeah.
So, well, we appreciate you all for listening. We're going to wrap this up and finish our wine.
Yes.
But please keep sharing the podcast, like it, and subscribe to it. Give us good reviews so we can keep doing this thing. And cheers, baby.
Cheers.